A woman just crashed her car 7 minutes ago. Right now, as you watch this, emergency lights are still flashing at the scene. This wasn't just any accident, and that poor woman wasn't just anyone. God needs you to know who she was, because this crash changes everything about your life moving forward. This message comes with urgent divine purpose to help you understand what just happened in the spiritual realm. The woman who crashed was someone you knew very well, someone you've carried with you every single day. Take a deep breath, because what I'm about to reveal will transform how you see yourself forever. As you hear these words, know that God saw this crash before it happened and allowed it for your spiritual growth. It's normal to feel confused or worried about what this accident means, but remember that divine timing is perfect, even in moments of destruction. This crash is your chance to finally break free from what's been holding you back and step into the life you were meant to live. You're receiving this message because your spirit is ready to understand the truth. Even when spiritual accidents feel scary or painful, trust that this crash is actually a blessing, because sometimes things must fall apart completely before they can be rebuilt correctly. The woman in that crash couldn't take you where you need to go. Her journey ended 7 minutes ago, so yours could truly begin. The woman who crashed her car 7 minutes ago is you, not the you sitting here right now, but the old version of yourself that you've been carrying like heavy luggage. That woman represents every doubt you've held, every fear that stopped you, every limiting belief that told you to stay small and quiet. She was the version of you shaped by past pain, rejection, and disappointments. The car she was driving represented the direction your life was heading, and God just allowed that vehicle to crash because it was taking you nowhere good. 7 minutes is not random timing. In spiritual terms, 7 represents completion, perfection, and divine order. 7 minutes ago marked the exact moment when your old life cycle completed and your new one began. That crash was violent and necessary. The woman you used to be couldn't survive where God is taking you next. She would have held you back second, guessed your blessings, and talked you out of your destiny. So God orchestrated a spiritual accident that killed off your former self. Yes, it's painful to let her go. Yes, you might even miss her familiar ways. But she had to die so the real you could finally live without limitations. Let's dive deeper into what this crash really means for your spiritual journey. The car represents your old thought patterns, the habits you've been driving around in for years. Those wheels have been taking you in circles, returning you to the same painful places over and over. The crash site marks your turning point, the exact spot where everything changes direction. Just like a phoenix must burn completely before rising from the ashes, your old self had to be destroyed for your transformation to happen. 7 minutes represents God's perfect timing in your life. When He creates something new, He does it with precision and purpose. What died in this crash? Your people, pleasing nature that exhausted you, your fear of being seen and heard, the wounds from your past that you kept reopening, the voice that said you weren't good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough. All of those things were passengers in that vehicle, and they all perished in the accident. What survived? Your true essence, your God-given purpose, your light that nothing can extinguish. Your soul emerged from the wreckage stronger than ever. If this spiritual revelation is speaking to your heart right now, if you recognize yourself in this crash and rebirth, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We share divine messages about transformation and spiritual awakening that are meant specifically for people going through what you're experiencing right now. Don't miss the guidance waiting for you. Before this crash happened 7 minutes ago, you were receiving signs that your old self was ready to die. Think back over recent weeks and months. Have you felt restless? Like your life no longer fits you properly? That was your spirit outgrowing the old vehicle. Have relationships suddenly ended or changed dramatically? Those connections were tied to your former self, and they had to fall away. Have you faced unexpected obstacles blocking paths you thought you wanted? God was redirecting you away from destinations your old self chose. Maybe you've had dreams about falling, accidents, or dramatic changes. Your subconscious was preparing you for this spiritual death. Perhaps you've been crying without understanding why, or feeling exhausted even after rest. That was grief beginning before the actual loss. You might have noticed the number 7 appearing everywhere on clocks, receipts, addresses. Divine numbers always show up before divine shifts. Have you felt like you're waiting for something to happen, some big change you can't name? You were sensing this crash coming in your spirit before it happened, in the spiritual realm. Every sign was God's way of preparing you. Nothing about this moment is random or cruel. You've been moving toward this necessary ending, so a beautiful beginning could unfold. Here's the beautiful truth about this spiritual accident. You're not alone in the wreckage. God is the first responder who arrived at the scene immediately. While your old self died in that crash, He pulled the real you out safely. Right now, angels surround you during this vulnerable transition period. They're protecting you while you're still shaky and processing what happened. Divine hands are checking you for injuries, wrapping you in comfort and ensuring you survive this transformation. God didn't cause this crash to harm you. He allowed it to free you from a vehicle that was heading toward destruction. You were saved from that burning car for a specific reason. Your true self has work to do, people to help, and a destiny to fulfill. What God rescued from the wreckage is precious and powerful. Your authentic voice, your unique gifts, your capacity to love and be loved correctly. All the parts of you that matter most emerged unharmed. The emergency is over now. You survived. What comes next is healing, then rebuilding, then soaring beyond anything you imagined possible. Let's talk about why exactly 7 minutes matters so much spiritually. In the Bible, 7 represents completion and perfection. God created the world in 7 days, establishing 7 as the number of divine order. 7 minutes ago, your old life cycle reached its completion. Everything you needed to learn from that version of yourself has been learned. The 7th minute marked the moment of your total transformation in the spiritual realm. What happened during those 7 minutes? In the first minute, the crash occurred. In the second minute, your old self took her last breath. In the third minute, angels gathered around you. In the fourth minute, God spoke your new name. In the fifth minute, your spirit began to wake up. In the sixth minute, you started breathing differently as your true self. In the seventh minute, your resurrection was complete. Those weren't just 7 ordinary minutes. They were 7 sacred moments that divided your entire existence into before and after. Just as God rescued you from this spiritual crash, your support helps us rescue others who are trapped in their old lives and don't know how to break free. A small super thanks of $5, $10 or $20 allows these transformation. Messages to reach people who desperately need to hear that their old self can die and something better can be born. I want to give you permission to grieve the woman who died in that crash 7 minutes ago. Even though she limited you, even though she held you back, she was familiar. You knew how to be her. She felt safe even when she was hurting you. It's completely natural to feel sadness about her death. You might even catch yourself missing her tomorrow or next week. That's okay. Grief is part of every rebirth. Think about a butterfly. Scientists say that inside the cocoon, the caterpillar completely dissolves before becoming something new. If that caterpillar could think, it might mourn itself during that process. You're in your cocoon right now, and parts of you are mourning the person you were. Honor that feeling. Cry if you need to. Look at old photos and remember who you were without shame. She did the best she could with what she knew. But don't stay in grief forever, because beyond this mourning period lies joy and freedom you cannot imagine yet. The woman rising from this crash is who you were always meant to become. Now let's talk about what happens after this spiritual accident changes everything. God isn't just removing your old self. He's already preparing something completely new for you. You won't be climbing back into the same broken vehicle that crashed. That car is totaled, gone forever, and that's exactly how it should be. What's coming next is a divine upgrade that will blow your mind. Imagine trading a broken car for wings. That's what God is doing right now. He's taking the wreckage of your former life and transforming those broken pieces into something that can fly. The materials from your crash are being melted down and reformed into tools for your new journey. Your scars from this accident will become your greatest strength and your most powerful testimony. Where that woman crashed is where the new you rises with unstoppable force. God is the master rebuilder of destroyed lives. He specializes in taking what looks like complete disaster and creating masterpieces. Trust Him even when you can't see the full blueprint yet. The reconstruction has already begun, and what He's building exceeds anything you dreamed possible for yourself. As you walk through this transformation, I want you to start speaking these powerful words over your life every single day. Say out loud, "My old self has died so my true self can live." Let those words sink deep into your spirit. This isn't just positive thinking. This is you verbally accepting the spiritual reality of what happened 7 minutes ago. When you look in the mirror, declare, "I am not who I was 7 minutes ago." Say it with confidence even if you don't fully feel it yet. Your words create reality in the spiritual realm. When doubt tries to pull you back toward your old identity, speak truth over yourself. Say, "God crashed my old life because something better is coming." Thank Him specifically for the accident that freed you. Gratitude for destruction might sound strange, but it shows you understand that sometimes God's greatest blessings look like loss at first. Keep declaring your new identity until your heart fully believes what your mouth is speaking. Here's something powerful about surviving your spiritual crash. You didn't make it through just for yourself. Your story is now a rescue manual for someone else who's trapped in their old life. When you share what happened to you, when you talk about the death of your former self, you give others permission to let their old selves die too. Not everyone will understand what you've been through. Some people are still driving around in their broken vehicles, and your transformation might make them uncomfortable. That's okay. Find your tribe of people who have also crashed and risen again. These are the ones who will celebrate your rebirth instead of questioning it. Be the first responder for someone else going through their own spiritual accident. Use your experience to help pull others from their wreckage. Your pain qualifies you to minister to people facing the same struggles. Together, you're building a community of transformed believers who understand that sometimes you have to die to truly live. 7 minutes ago changed absolutely everything about your life. The woman who crashed in that spiritual accident is gone forever, and she's never coming back. What emerged from that wreckage is who you were always meant to be. This is your moment to move forward as your true reborn self without looking back at the burning vehicle behind you. Trust God's rescue plan and His rebuilding process completely. Walk confidently in your new identity starting right now. Yes, the crash was terrible. Yes, it hurt, but it was necessary for your freedom. Your new life begins this very moment. Say it with me. My old self has died so my true self can live. If this message about your spiritual crash and rebirth has opened your eyes to what God is doing in your life, please like this video and subscribe to our channel right now. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any divine messages about transformation and spiritual awakening meant specifically for you. When you share this video, you're helping others recognize their own crashes and rebirths. You're multiplying the blessing of this revelation. Dear Lord, we thank you for the crashes that free us from our old selves. Give us courage to embrace our rebirths and wisdom to walk boldly in our new identities. Amen. If this message has touched your heart deeply or helped you understand your own spiritual transformation, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or whatever amount you feel led to give. Your support helps us continue sharing these life-changing divine messages with people all over the world who need to hear that transformation is possible. Please share in the comments below your own story of spiritual death and rebirth. Tell us what version of yourself crashed so your true self could finally live. What divine messages about transformation would you like to hear in our next video? Your suggestions help us create content that speaks directly to what you're experiencing right now in your journey. We're building a community of believers who understand that sometimes God's greatest miracles look like destruction at first, and your voice matters in this space.